You know that Sunday night dread feeling? Now picture it all the month of August. In this episode, we're talking about how to scrap that feeling and replace it with some excitement to go back to school. Let's talk about how to actually look forward to the new school year. And spoiler alert, it's not just about a shiny new planner or matching folders or a set of new colorful pens, although those are a lot of fun. It's about resetting your approach, your classroom, and yourself. Let's get you feeling grounded, confident, and excited about teaching again. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to make sure you know about something that could completely shift how you're feeling about next school year, especially if you're already getting that little pit in your stomach when you think about August. I want to personally invite you to join me for the Classroom Reset Challenge. This is a free 2-day event happening July 22nd and 23rd. It's not another long training that eats up your summer. It's just 2 short sessions designed to help you walk into next year with confidence, creativity, and a plan to handle student behavior without feeling like you're losing your mind. This is not about fluff, just real teacher-centered strategies that actually work. So if you're ready to reset instead of just recover, come join us. You can sign up at theinspiredclassroom.com/challenge. Okay, let's dive in. I'm going to be the one that brings it up. That lingering burnout that follows us into the summer. You'd think that once the school doors close, the stress would just kind of disappear, but instead of feeling refreshed, so many of us feel numb, tired, still carrying the weight of last year. And here's the truth, and I say this with so much care and understanding. Just taking the summer off, trying not to think about school, avoiding anything that reminds you of teaching, it doesn't really work. I know we want it to. We want to escape, right? To not even glance at a stack of papers or hear the word behavior plan. But when we avoid all of that, the stress doesn't actually go away. It just kind of simmers underneath. And by the time mid-July rolls around, that familiar dread that you remember from the Sunday scaries, well, that starts to form again. I know, I've been there. Years ago, that's exactly what I did. I did a complete summer shutdown. I would close all the notebooks, shove the bag in the closet, refuse to even think about any lesson planning. But then the first week of school was then right around the corner, and just like a flood of dread started to come over me. That's not to say you should spend too much time thinking about the next school year either. That's also not good, right? The pressure, scrolling through Pinterest boards, hoping to find the magic solution, it's exhausting and it can be overwhelming. Instead, there really just needs to be a balance. The simple fact is, teachers aren't truly off in the summer. You're in recovery. And friend, that's okay. It's human. And I'm there with you right now, actually. But what if we stopped seeing summer as just a complete break and started seeing it as a reset? What if we gave ourselves space to just gently reimagine how we want next year to feel, with some hope, with some calm, and with a plan that supports you just as much as it can support your students? All right, so let's get practical, because I know you're probably wondering, well, that sounds all good, Elizabeth, but how exactly do I reset over the summer without turning my break into one of those giant to-do lists? So we're going to break it down. Here are a few ideas to help you balance that much needed recovery with a refreshing reset. So the first thing I want you to consider doing is just to designate some time during your summer for absolutely no thinking about school. Like really thinking about how you can put yourself into recovery and enjoyment, enjoying your days. Now you may be thinking, okay, well that's kind of what summer is all about, but I want you to actually consider how you can be really intentional with this. For example, I'm setting aside a day for myself to just veg and watch movies that I haven't seen in a very long time. Now, my kids are older. They're 18 and 19, so I don't have to tend to their every move, and I have this flexibility right now, which I certainly didn't always have, but that's where I am now in my life, and I want a movie day. And of course, I'm going to invite my kids to join me, and I might even mom guilt them or bribe them with some candy. I'm totally not above that. But I want a movie day where I don't have any guilt about not doing chores or thinking about school or any of the other things on my massive to-do list that I feel like we all tend to put on ourselves during the summertime. So in case you're curious what's on my movie list, well, I'm still making it, but I'm thinking about Big Trouble in Little China. I want to see Can't Buy Me Love again, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, which I just found out even existed. I don't know how I missed that. Anyway, those are some of the movies that I'm going to start with. Another thing I'm planning is a beach afternoon, either just by myself or with my hubby, where I can just bring a book and sit and read and take in all the sounds and smells and beauty of the ocean. So I'm curious, what are some things that you're going to intentionally do to really rest and recover? Maybe you splurge on an hour massage or a drive up the coast or through some really great landscapes that are near you. Maybe an afternoon just sitting in your backyard or at a park and doing some people watching. That can always be a lot of fun. It's important to also set aside a little time for the second thing I want to mention, and that is to get your mind set for a new school year. I hate to say it, but it's just unavoidable. And if you intentionally set aside some time to do this, it won't feel like it's taking over your summer. We don't want this kind of thinking to loom over our heads while we're having some time off. Instead, we can actually make a choice to set aside certain times that work for us to actually think about school. So maybe a day, maybe a few afternoons, whatever kind of works for you. So here are some ideas of what you could do with your time. Maybe you simply sit down and jot down a few ideas, or set a timer and go ahead and scroll through Pinterest and see what you can find. Maybe you listen to a few podcast episodes while you're driving or making dinner. And I'll put some episodes from this podcast that have some really great ideas for the classroom in the show notes, so maybe you can listen to some of those. And of course, you can always attend some great summer PD that will actually inspire you. And this is where I'm gonna reinvite you to the Classroom Reset Challenge. What I love about how I've shaped this challenge is that it's not a huge time investment. It's just an hour each day for 2 days. And you can pop into the community here and there as well. But when you join, and remember, it's free, those couple of hours are going to be packed with inspiration and ideas and encouragement to do some amazing things to just reset your classroom for the new school year. So we've talked about recovery. We've talked about resetting. Another thing I want to talk about is an August transition. These are the kinds of things that you can do to help soften the transition back to school. Maybe it's about getting some new school clothes and planning that first day of school outfit. I know some teachers who live for that. But this should be something fun and just a little special to look forward to transition you from summer to school. So maybe you splurge on that adorable little teacher bag, or treat yourself to a fresh haircut or pedicure with a good friend. Personally, I love breaking into August with something a little extra. And this year, I'm heading to see, wait for it, Air Supply in concert. I'm so excited. I'm going with two of my teacher besties, and oh my gosh, I just can't wait. We're going to sing our hearts out for every one of their amazing love ballads. Another tradition I absolutely love, my daughter and I always get henna done together at Hampton Beach right before school starts. And it's a little tradition that we've created over the last few years, and a nice reminder of summer when I'm back in my classroom. So whether it's a concert, a brunch with your favorite teacher friends, or even a solo coffee date with a little back-to-school shopping for a new set of colorful pens, give yourself something fun and restorative to ease into back-to-school mode. You deserve it. So I want you to imagine this. You will walk into a new school year rested, recovered, and ready with a plan to establish an amazing classroom culture, to improve student behaviors, and actually enjoy your classroom. Does that sound good? Well, that vision can be your reality when you join me inside my Classroom Reset Challenge. Remember, it's a free 2-day experience happening in July 22nd and 23rd. We're going to talk about how to shift your mindset, improve student behavior, and practically eliminate the possibility of burnout. Yes, really. I don't want you dreading a new school year. I want you to feel excited and ready for a new school year. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.